Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Well, one of the Winklevi twins, which, by the way, Winklevi is the plural form of Winklevoss. Everybody knows that. One of them has stated that there's going to be an institutional tsunami of funds flowing in specifically to Bitcoin. Now, let's be real here, though. Because, look, I am not a maximalist of any coins. Fine, this is an XRP-centric channel because I'm most interested in XRP. Okay, fine, that's the way it strikes me, okay? But I'm not a maximalist. I own 17 different cryptocurrencies, and I want other coins to do well, including Bitcoin, because I'm not a maximalist. Because being a maximalist is stupid. It's not a one-size-fits-all cryptocurrency for the planet. Can you imagine if, like, because you're talking about shoehorning people, businesses, and institutions into one cryptocurrency, even though there are different technical attributes and different entities driving different cryptocurrencies that have different motives that will align with different businesses and individuals. Can you imagine if you had to just use one, though? Think about if, like, what if I could decree that every human on the planet had to wear size 13 tennis shoes, size 13 men's tennis shoes. People be tripping over the damn place, and I'll tell you what, that would be rather comical. I wouldn't completely hate that. Amuse me, people with shoes that are too big. Can you imagine, though? Everybody has to wear the same size shoe. Well, that's how stupid it is when you're talking about shoehorning businesses and people into one specific cryptocurrency. And so that's, in a nutshell, why maximalism is stupid. And I already see, though, on the bright side, that even though there are clearly tons of maximalists out there for different coins, including XRP, there are enough individuals out there that recognize the importance of choosing cryptocurrencies, if you're going to actually use them, that are tailored to specific use cases. There are those individuals. And even if you're just an investor, on the institutional side, there's still plenty of evidence that people are, institutional individuals that work at institutions, making that call. In fact, XRP is held by institutions. And so if additional money is going to flow into Bitcoin, it is certainly my stance that you're going to see it flow into XRP as well. And that can be tremendous, even if it initially starts with over-the-counter transactions. That still affects supply and demand. So I've got a bit to say about what they covered there. There's also, by the way, an XRP community member asking the question, once XRP hits $50, are you guys going to hold? Are you going to continue to hold? And to be clear, like, I don't offer financial advice. I don't have a financial background of any kind, and I'm not making price predictions. Do not buy or sell because of anything that I say or write. I just think it's a real fun topic of conversation. But I will be talking about, in addition to that, what's going to drive XRP price in my humble opinion. Because we've already had videos of late where I was talking about how Chris Larson said on-demand liquidity not really affecting XRP price, which is true because XRP today is just following Bitcoin, and I made a whole video on that. Not going to rehash all the content, but I am going to share with you some drivers. Now, before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, I would appreciate the support. And also, if you agree that it's stupid as hell to be a freaking maximalist of any cryptocurrency, you don't came to the right spot, son. Because to me, this is a place. Fine, it's an XRP-centric channel, but I encourage anybody that has an open mind that isn't here to engage in bias confirmation to just come hang out, subscribe. It'll be a good time. Now, shout out to James Rule XRP. Came across this because of it. I just thought it was kind of cool. You have to look at your screen to see this damn thing. But he wrote, standalone XRP ticker connected to my Wi-Fi. And since we're going to be talking a little bit about price action, I thought I'd just highlight this for fun. And then he highlighted a link so you can actually buy your own XRP price ticker here. And to be clear, I am. This is not a promotional thing. I'm not getting paid to highlight this or anything. I don't own one of these. I just thought it was kind of neat looking, so I'm sharing it with you. And apparently there's a couple left, and you can buy them for $79 right there. I kind of want one. Maybe I should get. It's just kind of like a cool little piece, you know? You just like sit on sit on your nightstand. I don't know, glance at it before going to sleep each night. You do whatever the hell you want with it. I'm just saying, it looks neat. Now, as I record this, XRP is at 24.9 cents. Bitcoin's at $11,000, which is cool. It's been moving up of late, breaking back over $11,000 for the first time in some time here. Now, let's jump into this. From an XRP community member named XRP Bart, I just happened to come across this, and I thought it was an interesting piece for conversation. He wrote, no one reading this will be holding their XRP past $50, and then parentheses he writes 5 to 7 years, is my guess to get to this price. Well, that's quite an assumption, Mr. XRP Bart. Now, again, I'm not making some sort of declaration that XRP will ever hit $50, but that's purely because I don't make price predictions. But to me, that doesn't seem like something that's wacky for so many reasons. I'm not going to get into all of them because this isn't going to be a video where I talk about, because I've done this lately, about market cap is such like a bad reason to think that it couldn't do this. XRP price can't be so and so because market cap. Stupid reason. Which is why I'm going to get into what does drive XRP price here shortly. But for fun, let's answer this question for yourself. If XRP does hit $50, even if it takes 5 to 7 years, are you going to be holding? For me, the answer is yes, because I'm never going to sell all of my XRP ever. It doesn't mean I won't sell some along the way. It doesn't mean that I can't be long-term bullish, like perpetually, and still just be like, okay, it's okay to realize some profits along the way. To me, that's perfectly rational. And so I suspect that's what I'll be doing, even though I've never sold any to this point, because hopefully that indicates how patient I am. Think about it. I've been in the space almost 3 years. In November, it'll be 3 years. And I went from holding XRP at 20-something cents to almost $4. And there are a lot of reasons I didn't sell. Even all the way back down, I've just been dollar cost averaging. And there are a lot of reasons. First of all, my holdings were almost nothing back then, so I wouldn't have cared even if I did sell. But also, I wasn't sure where that, even though I recognized that it was in a bubble, I didn't know when or where it was going to pop. So I thought, well, whatever, I'm just going to ride the damn thing out, and there's like maybe next market cycle it'll be a little more fun, in terms of opportunity for selling, which is, what led me to this point ultimately here. But Martin Volk, XRP community member, wrote, "I am not planning on selling at all. I will live off the interest. Why would you kill the goose that lays the golden eggs?" And so I'm like some sort of hybrid of that. Again, I'm willing to sell some, but I'll never sell all of it. There's no way. I have too much fun tracking it, and I think that a lot of cryptos that, the ones that are going to have true staying power today, whatever price they're at today, whoever the winners are, whoever the winners end up being, and there will be some that haven't even been created yet that will be long-term winners, I'm sure too, because it's such early days. But if the long-term winners, the ones that are available today, and we don't know what all of them are going to be, if you buy them now, just imagine another 5, 10, 20, 30 years what that'll be worth. If they truly have that kind of staying power, my gosh, I mean, that's the type of life-changing money that is clearly, to me anyway, possible by investing within this particular asset class. Again, none of this is financial advice whatsoever. I'm just sharing with you my humble Joe Schmo opinion here. And now, Unstable Coin here, unstablecoin.eth wrote, "Can't see what could ever take the price to that." Excuse me, I'm sorry. And he's referencing that $50 mark. Then he tagged Chris Larson, the co-founder of Ripple, and said, "Chris Larson says utility plays no role in the price of XRP." And I already made a whole video on this, so don't worry, not going to rehash that. But in a nutshell, he basically said that today XRP price is following Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is true. I'd say every altcoin is following Bitcoin. I think that's verifiably true. And that doesn't mean there's something wrong with XRP, but as a result, of course, on-demand liquidity isn't playing some massive role, but it doesn't mean that it couldn't indirectly play some sort of notable role in the future, which is when I started breaking out like the nuances of why I believe what I believe. And so I wanted to highlight something that I came across in my feed thanks to Anders L. He's at X_Anderson. Didn't tag me, but I just came across it and thought I'd highlight this because it's worth being aware of this. And he highlighted something from Bob Way, who is a former Ripple employee, one of Ripple's original employees, and he was talking about what could be an XRP price driver. And so here's what Anders L. wrote. "There have been talks about on-demand liquidity not putting upward pressure on the XRP price. After reading Bob Way posts, he basically explains that the competition between market makers to serve the on-demand liquidity flow is what will put upward pressure on the XRP price. And I think a lot of this, of course, is going to come down to supply and demand. And then when this type of stuff happens through speculators, humans choosing what the price is, what they're willing to pay for it, which is what I've been saying forever, that's what will make this all happen. And it's what the price appreciation is going to look like here. And so here's the part that he highlighted. And this is again from Bob Way, former Ripple employee. "High return on investment attracts more market makers who need to buy in to XRP in order to compete. You guys understand what that means, right? When we're talking about market makers, you can think about exchanges, for example, being market makers. Somebody has to hold XRP somewhere, and if it's part of their business model because they make money on that, that's attractive to them. More people would want to jump in, which is very different from the Nostra-Vostra system we have, where there's this dormant capital not really do anything. But if you have a business model where you're making money off the buying and selling of the flows, that's different. Because right now, only the largest banks on the planet make money, and it's off their smaller competitors through the buying and selling. And even then, it can be risky, especially with the varying valuations of all sorts of different fiat currencies the world over. And so again, he wrote, high return on investment attracts more market makers who need to buy in to XRP in order to compete. Buy-ins assert upward pressure on XRP's price. Additional competition asserts pressure, which narrows the XRP market spread, but does not put downward pressure on XRP's price. You can like dummy that up and make it sound even more simple by stating it's supply and demand. Because look, if individuals have to hold that, even if it's purchased over the counter, which means that it's not going to be it's not going to affect prices on spot exchanges where you and I buy, it doesn't matter. It still affects supply and demand. That's still going to hit the market, even if not immediately. It happens indirectly. That does matter. Absolutely. And so this is all coming. So that's why I keep saying there's nothing mechanical about this algorithm, on-demand liquidity, that makes this all likely or possible. There's no such thing as an XRP price floor because corridors need XRP to be so-and-so price. Not the case. But this can be an actual driver. And so this is something that would indirectly absolutely increase the price of XRP. That's the theory, right? That's what we're talking about here. And so utility absolutely matters. That's why I keep saying utility matters and will win the day. That's my investment thesis. This is a perfect example of why. Now, meanwhile, you still have individuals and institutions that want to speculate, and they should be able to, just like you can speculate on any asset class under the sun. And so here's a piece from Daily Hodl titled, Tyler Winklevoss says institutional tsunami coming to Bitcoin after Square buys $50 million in Bitcoin. Now, the $50 million story, I did mention it was huge news just yesterday, but I want to share with you this particular tweet because there's truth to this. And Tyler Winklevoss wrote, first, it was Michael Saylor and publicly traded MicroStrategy buying $425 million of Bitcoin. Today, it's Jack and Square, talking about Jack Dorsey of Twitter and Square, buying $50 million of Bitcoin. Tomorrow it will be another visionary leader, and another, and another. The tsunami is coming. Now, that concept I agree with, and like I said in the other day, it makes perfect sense as to why it's Bitcoin first that they're getting into. But additional institutional investors will jump in the space, and even if you're talking specifically about publicly traded companies, which is the case here, do you really think that forever Bitcoin will be the only cryptocurrency that publicly traded companies will be willing to invest in? Because I sure as hell don't. I think that cryptocurrencies that prove they're going to have staying power are going to be attractive if these companies want to diversify for X number of reasons, right? And that's the way that I see this unfolding in part, and we shall see. But I could not be more optimistic for the long haul. That's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!